Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're going to be recapping Day 2 of Houston Texans training camp, as Day 2 of Texans training camp happened earlier today. Early this morning, Texans Day 2 training camp started after a very solid Day 1, where I did, watch, the Texans, the clips that were being posted online, watch some of the Texans YouTubers posting the videos that they make about Day 1 of training camp. I myself did not post a video. Had a crazy long day yesterday, was really tired, and just, I could have done one this morning, but it kind of felt to do one. It kind of felt stupid to do a Day 1 video when Day 2 of training camp was starting literally that morning. So, it's the first time I'm talking about Texans training camp, all training camp. And last year I covered, I believe, almost every day of training camp. I know I definitely covered Day 1. So we're not covering Day 1, but here we are, Day 2. Let's get into it. The fans are not allowed to go to these practices until Tuesday. That is the day the fans are allowed to go. I might see them potentially getting tickets. We'll see. But if I don't go Tuesday where, the fans are allowed to go, there are going to be other dates where the Texans fans can go to practice. So I'll definitely go to one or two, but might go to the first one. We'll see. So since there are no fans, which definitely when there are fans, it definitely brings to seeing and having more access to what's going on at training camp. All the access that we really have to see what's going on are the media that are taking these videos, and we do have the Texans posting some clips on Instagram and YouTube. So, that's really it of what we're seeing right now. But when the fans are there, I will say, and I've noticed this as well from last year, when the fans are at the practices, you get to see a lot more that's happening because the fans are taking videos as well and posting them on social media. But, all right, I want to go over what happened at camp. It wasn't a crazy day. Early on, of course, guys started doing their warm-ups, getting ready and stretched out. But, from some of the videos that I've seen, what I noticed that I wanted to talk about, I've got 5 things that I wanted to talk about. And 4 of these 5 things I have who posted them. The first one I will go over, I think it was Aaron Wilson who posted this from KRPC, but I'm not 100% sure. CJ Stroud was throwing some passes to Joe Mixon early on. It was like 2 passes, I believe. It could have been more. This is one of the things we don't know with with the limited access, is that it probably was more than 2 passes, but on the video, that's all we're seeing. But CJ Stroud was throwing some passes to Joe Mixon. This was happening Day 1 as well, as there was some film posted about Stroud throwing to Joe Mixon on Day 1. So that's happening again. Look, I'm gonna love the CJ Stroud and Joe Mixon connection, not just giving him the ball and handing him the ball when the Texans run the football, but I think as a guy who's always really been a very solid receiving back, he's going to be a great weapon for the Texans to use throwing the football. The Texans last year with Singletary and Pierce, they weren't bad with the pass game with their running backs, but I think they'll be so much better with Joe Mixon this upcoming season, and Dameon Pierce right next to him. I'm excited for CJ Stroud and Joe Mixon throwing the ball to each other this season. I wouldn't be surprised if you see that quite often. I think you could see maybe 30, 35 balls caught by Joe Mixon this year potentially. That might be a stretch. I mean, yeah, I think in the area. I think 30 to 35 might be a stretch, but I think 25 to 35 is maybe a realistic number of the amount of receptions we could see for Joe Mixon this year. I think they're definitely going to throw him the ball a lot. So this one was posted by Landry Locker. CJ Stroud threw a deep ball to Stephon Diggs. I couldn't really tell how far. It might have been about 30, maybe more yards. It was definitely 30, if not more than that, yards. So it was definitely 30 yards, but it might have been more. I love the CJ Stroud Stephon Diggs connection. He's looked good early on in camp. Not a lot of work being done. I mean, these guys aren't, doing 7-on-7 or 11-on-11. They're not going. They're not doing actual scrimmages yet. We haven't seen scrimmages start. I'm sure that will start next week. So no scrimmages yet, but still for non-scrimmages, some of these guys are going out there and looking pretty good early on. So yeah, but that was one of the clips that Landry Locker posted. And then a couple of things from Chancellor Johnson, who is with KRPC. So yeah, he posted, the first thing he posted, interesting, Laramie Tunsil and Will Anderson Jr. were getting some work in and giving advice after practice. As he worded it, taking tips and tricks post-practice. And it's like this little video, and and they're just talking and talking about how they do things. I couldn't really hear all of it. It was a little bit hard to hear for me, but it was interesting. And this was post practice, so after practice they were getting some work in and giving tips and tricks. And then this was also posted by Johnson. This was a handoff that Davis Mills gave to Damian Pierce, and there were some defenders. This wasn't, they weren't tackling or anything, but this was a solid run by Damian Pierce. Obviously, not really any defense, but he ran to the right side and was about 15, 20 yards. Had some defenders around him. I mean, there weren't any defenders to take him down or anything, but had defenders around him and looked pretty solid. I watched a video by 713 Sports, or it's like 713 Houston or something. He's a YouTuber that does Texans content, and I know that run by Damian Pierce got him a little excited, and was like, don't get me too excited on Damian Pierce. I'm that same way. After the bad second year by Damian Pierce last year, I don't want to get too excited for him, but I definitely think he could have a bounce back third season. Look, I'm not saying he's going to turn into the guy he was in his rookie season, but if the O-line is more healthy and he gets some decent carries, he could do better than he was last year. Yeah, with Joe Mixon on this roster, I don't see him getting anywhere near to the point where he was in his rookie year. But I think if the O-line is more healthy and the O-line is consistently healthy, I think that you could see Damian Pierce have a better year. So, but we'll see what happens with him. It's very interesting, and I really hope he's able to have a bounce back third year. And this one was posted by Will Kunkel. Tank Dell and John Mechie were getting some extra work on the jug machines. Now, Kunkel did not note if this was after practice. Now they're getting extra work. My ultimate, when I first saw this, I thought, okay, maybe this is after practice, but it was not noted if this was after or before or during practice. Anybody, you can do extra work, whether it's before, after, or in the middle of practice. But I think I'm pretty sure that I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that this was going on after practice. But Will Kunkel did not note that. So, interesting day 2 of training camp. Tuesday will be the day that fans are allowed, to watch the Texans practice. I'm excited for Tuesday. Even if I'm not going to be there, I'm going to get to see all these clips, and I'm excited for the fans. Even if I'm not there, I'm excited for the other Texans fans that get to go on Tuesday. And, I don't know if the Texans are practicing on Saturday or Sunday. Probably should check that before this video, but I would think the Texans probably have tomorrow off. I'm not sure about Sunday. If I had to guess, I don't think the Texans probably have 2 days off. I would say they probably had tomorrow off on Saturday and then back at work on Sunday and then Monday. And then obviously fans come into the building on Tuesday. I think it's either Saturday off or both Saturday and Sunday off. I don't think the Texans will have practice both of those days, but I would think they're most likely not going to have practice tomorrow, but I will have to check. Let me know your thoughts on the Texans training camp day 2 practice in the comment section, and peace out. Go Texans.